This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hi, my name's Robin Ganser, and I'm the President and CEO of American Humane, our country's first national humane organization. For more than 140 years, American Humane has been first to serve animals, first to serve through promoting the welfare and safety of these special creatures and strengthening the healing power of the human-animal bond. On my weekly podcast, Loving Animals, I sit down with some of the country's biggest animal lovers, pet health and behavior experts, and so many other special guests to talk about one of my favorite topics, our four-legged friends. Like so many of us, I grew up surrounded by animals, and I truly believe that these special creatures enrich our planet and our lives. That's why American Humane is committed to ensuring the safety, welfare, and well-being of animals, and I am too. I'm so excited for you to tune in into Loving Animals each and every week as I introduce you to some special guests who share this love for animals and a passion for spreading compassion, caring, and hope for the world's unique animals everywhere. I'm Dr. Robin Ganser, and I'm Loving Animals.
Tired of wasting money on giant bags, boxes, and jugs of litter that don't last? Switch to World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter that lets you use less and get more. World's Best Cat Litter uses the concentrated power of corn to deliver outstanding odor control and easy cleanup. It's lightweight, 99% dust-free, and pet, people, and planet-friendly. It's even flushable. Make the switch to World's Best Cat Litter and save $2. Visit www.saveonworldsbest.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Well, welcome to this week's episode of Loving Animals. I'm so thrilled to have Mark and Julie Steines on the line with us, celebrating a brand new baby girl, and of course their love for family and their love for animals. Mark and Julie, thanks so much for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks, Robin.
We are so thrilled to have you both on. And first and foremost, congratulations on the new addition of Parker Rose. I know she's a beauty.
Thank you. She really is. She's brought in so much, she brings so much happiness and joy. And getting out the door this morning, and she was just waking up a little bit later. So we see these little growths where she's sleeping a little bit longer, and we get a little bit of our life back as we do it, but yet she brings so much life into ours. It's just really wonderful.
That is so great. And I know she joins your two teenage boys, and I'm so glad that just makes a beautiful, wonderful family, doesn't it?
Yeah, Kai and Avery are great big brothers. In fact, it's so important that we read to her. We are always, talking with Parker, but music is so important, and both of my boys are involved in music. And the other day, Kai was playing the guitar for her, and she was very much interested in the sounds that were coming from it. And it's just really nice to see and starting new traditions together. Julie may want to tell you what one of the traditions the boys wanted to start doing for Christmas we talked about last night, Julie.
Oh, yeah. And Robin, in addition to music, Parker absolutely adores books, which is perfect since, I'm an author. But the boys, we thought it would be really sweet if every year each of them picked out a new book for Parker to enjoy. So then she'll have a nice collection when she's all grown up.
Oh, that is precious. That is absolutely wonderful. And Julie, I do want to congratulate you because you have got the #1 new release in Amazon's cat, dog, and animal humor, Norbert's Little Lessons for a Big Life. So congratulations on that little big book that you've done with your precious therapy dog, Norbert. That is such an incredible thing to celebrate as we enter into the new year. But I love the fact that you have taken your precious therapy dog, Norbert, and really showed everybody those incredible life lessons that we can learn from 4 legs and fur, a little ball of fur, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just so wonderful to work on the publication with my whole family pretty much, because my mother is my co-author, and you can hear Parker in the background. It's breakfast time here. And Mark, of course, did all the beautiful photography, and Parker I think Parker wants to say hi. And Kai and Avery, also all make an appearance in the book, which is really special.
Isn't that wonderful to bring all the family into your book's tune, which is allowing us all to celebrate those wonderful values? I know that you also have two other dogs, or you have two dogs total, but with Fred and Norbert living together. So talk to us a little bit about your golden retriever, Fred.
We have to call him big guy, our big guy and little guy. We actually learned from a fabulous trainer, Tamar Geller, who's been a long-time friend of mine, lifelong friend of mine, to not call them by name when we're around them because they get desensitized. So if, for example, if we're sitting there and they're doing something cute, Julie will say, hey, take a look at the big guy. But if you say, hey, look at Fred, and he'll hear his name and he'll look at you, and then the moment's lost. So that's just a little cute something to take away for pet owners out there. When you overuse their name, they can get desensitized to it. But with that said, the other day, in the animal kingdom, not that I'm trying to understand it even more and more every day, but Norbert totally dominates Fred in regards to he runs the house. And Fred is 6 times his size. And Julie said the other day, maybe, Julie, you can explain more in detail how the food mix-up was and how Fred was just kind of sitting there and you didn't know what had happened.
Well, it's pretty cute because sometimes Fred will eat Norbert's food in the morning if we're not paying attention, but the other day the opposite happened where Norbert got to Fred's food and he just calmly sat there and watched it. And it was really sweet. He's such a gentle soul. So we're really lucky. They definitely both have their own personalities.
Yeah, Fred is such a sweet, and Goldens tend to be that way. In fact, Julie's mom was out here just recently to attend an event down at Camp Pendleton with Julie and a book signing for Norbert's book. And they were gone for the day. And when she came back, she helped decorate the tree. And being a golden retriever, Fred thought the ornaments were balls. Ooh. And if anybody knows, I know, but if anybody knows a golden, they're such a gentle bite. I've actually seen Fred in the backyard. We would have water balloon fights, and sometimes the balloons wouldn't break when I was with the kids. And he would be able to pick up a water balloon in his mouth and not make it pop. Because they're just so sweet and gentle in that way, because they're retrieving, they're retrievers, and that's what they would do in the wild, retrieving game or whatnot. But he would pick up a Christmas ornament, and then he would try to take it off the tree. And we had to teach him this is not a ball, it's not a toy, but they're just part of your family in so many different ways. And, Fred, we don't let him get into the nursery, not because, we're concerned about safety. It's just that he's a fur ball, and it gets fur everywhere. So we try to, and so he knows to sit outside. Every once in a while, he'll come in because he knows there's loving going on in there, and he wants to come be by that. But for the most part, he'll sit outside and just kind of look in and guard things. It's funny, too. I saw this actually just last night. Every once in a while, we'll take Fred and he eats outdoors, and Norbert keeps his dish in the kitchen. But Norbert will slip out, and he'll go out in the backyard, and Fred actually will police him. He'll walk behind him. He'll follow him wherever he goes like a big brother. It's the cutest thing. It's just so sweet.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I love this pair, this big one and little one that you have. Julie, I know that you're the one who adopted this incredible mixed breed puppy that has charmed thousands and thousands of people since you've introduced the world to this precious little guy in 2009 when he was just 4 months old. And I know you trained him to be a therapy dog, and he became one and really works volunteering at hospitals, nursing homes, schools, homeless shelters. I mean, how precious is this incredible dog that you've introduced to the world? Can you share with us a little bit about Norbert and what he's about?
Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely incredible. Norbert's whole mission is basically to make people smile, and he does it so well just by being himself. It's really remarkable. I mean, he's 3.5 pounds, but he has a humongous heart, and he reaches people of all ages, all races, everywhere around the world. So it's been an absolutely magical thing to watch, right, Parker? She smiled, okay.
I know she loves him, absolutely. And he is so precious and so little. And I think what I really love is your first story, your beautiful picture book, What Can Little Me Do? And I know that was released in 2013. And then you came up with another one, which is What Can Little You Do? Which I think is wonderful. And then, of course, now your latest bestseller, Little Lessons for a Big Life. All of these these are incredibly important messages in today's times, Julie. And I love the fact that you've used this beautiful, precious ball of fur to give us all such big lessons. Can you share with us some of those lessons I know that you want everyone to learn and be touched by?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a whole variety, but some of them are just simple things I think that we all intuitively know, but maybe just need a little reminder every once in a while, like to stop and breathe, or to appreciate Mother Nature, or to show our gratitude, or to spend time with friends, and there's one really precious photo of Parker, our daughter, and Norbert, and it's just that in the messages that miracles are all around us, because that's exactly what she has been, and every baby that comes into the world is. So messages like that, and Norbert adds his sort of cute fun factor and quirky personality, which makes it, entertaining as well.
Sure does. I just love them, and thank you for sending me your latest book, because I love it. It's displayed here in my office in Washington, so it's always a treat to look at. And I also love that you are so philanthropic. A portion of the proceeds from every single book goes to charities, including the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles, which is such a wonderful, fine facility. And I know that is a great way to celebrate these little lessons for a big life too. And one is being so charitable. So thank you for doing that.
One of the comments, if I may make, as I watched Julie and her mom work toward sort of the real heart of what this book was about, is reflective of the work that Julie does with Norbert, going to children's hospitals and other places where it's not always easy to smile. It's not always easy to find the joy in the day because, the fact of the matter is these are other children that are living with a not so bright future. So as Norbert does his thing, it just naturally opened up all of these doors and windows for a clear vision of what was really important in life. And it's not about the latest iPhone. It's not the latest tech. It's not all of like, ooh, we got into this scene or whatever, new clothes. It's these wonderful little lessons that actually Norbert led all of us to, that reminds us really how important life is, and whether it is just to stop and breathe and take a deep breath. But sometimes, the children or those patients don't have the ability to do that. And I think that, to me, is why Norbert is such a miracle, is because he is this little guy who has the ability to make people smile through, there's an experience Julie had where she went to visit a patient that was getting chemotherapy, and it was her request, and it was a surprise visit. And here's this woman who was getting chemo on her birthday, and I can't imagine what that would feel like. And then Julie shows up with Norbert, and it totally changed the energy in the room for, a good 45 minutes to an hour during their visit. And that, to me, cuts through all of what the doctors do, all of what the nurses do. Not that what they do isn't important, but they're tending to the medicine side of things. Norbert really lends to the emotional component of those who need healing. And that's why we really felt, her and her mom, when they found the lessons that he has taught us. And then, of course, Julie was like, well, these are Norbert's lessons. Let's put it in his voice. And that's the part that is really adorable, is that this is really written in Norbert's voice. And I didn't know that voice until I started reading the book, because Julie has been around him for so long and just almost has his little quirkiness down. And it's really cute and sweet. And then as a photographer, trying to capture those images in his voice.
I think that's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we're able to celebrate these lessons. And I love the fact that you just said one of the biggest lessons is just to breathe and enjoy and appreciate the world around us. Because I do think, especially in today's times, when you turn on the news and you see the headlines, is so much anxiety, so much worry, so much stress and concern. And sometimes I think we can get caught up in all of that. And I love the little lessons for a big life of just breathing. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's both a children's book and a book for adults, because the way Julie and her mom really crafted it was, you could sit down with a child and talk about these big ideas that grown-ups, need to grasp as well, but they're connected to these cute little photos of Norbert, which make it childlike. And that is where I think the intersection lies between, is this a book for grown-ups or is this a children's book? And it's really both.
It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Congratulations, Julie, for
Thanks.
all your success in this. And it's so important, especially today, to be able to celebrate those lessons. And Mark, congratulations to you for all the incredible success on Hallmark's Home and Family. I mean, this show has just skyrocketed, and it's so exciting to see the success of this show and all your ability to use that platform for such great messages as well. Tell us about what you got going on in the future for Home and Family.
We have so many wonderful things on the show, and every day is a new adventure. Today we have the Beach Boys on the show, and they're singing some classics. We also have a Blue Ribbon Baker, Marjorie Johnson, who is, I think she's now 97 years old, and she is a firecracker. And she comes on the show, and every single time she's on, she's like grandma, and I mean, she's just darling. I love what we do because we are above, below, outside, all of that news bubble that goes on right now of really stuff that's difficult to discuss or have on your television set, especially if you have children. That's going on right now in our society that seems to be dominating the airwaves. But Bill Abbott, the president of Hallmark Channel, has done a wonderful job in blending our show with the brand that Hallmark really is. And I'm very proud and honored to be a part of that, and blessed.
That's beautiful.
And maybe in the near future, Miss Parker Rose might be making an appearance, right?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, thanks, Julie. Yeah, it's funny. This is not to extract anything or take anything away from any of the other babies that have been, part of our family and come on board since the show started 6 years ago. But Julie and I met on that show. We shook hands for the first time on that show, and we kind of look at Parker as a really true home and family baby because it all started with an interview. And from there, we, fell in love, we got married, and now we even made the baby announcement. So Parker's going to come on the show in the very near future and make her debut. And we'll have a chance to share a little bit of her personality with our audience, who, by the way, has been so responsive and so lovely. And we have received wonderful gifts, handmade gifts. It blows my mind how generous people are, our viewers, how loyal they are, how invested they are in our lives. And Julie is so good she'll lay everything. You see, we get these little wonderful gifts and notes and whatnot, and she makes sure everybody gets a thank you note. She lays it takes us sometimes a little bit to get them out the door, but everything going on, but it's just lovely to see that reaction.
That's just beautiful. Parker Rose, the Hallmark Home and Family baby, making her debut really soon. That's going to be so exciting. I can't wait to see for sure. Well, Mark and Julie, we're so glad to have you as ambassadors for American Humane. We thank you so much for all you do to celebrate the love for animals, the love for the human-animal bond, and we're just so proud to know you both, and we just congratulate you on all of your many successes, and most importantly, thank you for being such incredible ambassadors for being humane.
Sure, absolutely.
So
and with that said, let me just tag with one thing, Robin. One of the initiatives we do at Home and Family is we try to adopt a cat or a dog every day. We feature them on our show, and our goal is to empty the shelters because we feel that as a society, we're better than that. And what's going on right now, getting pets spayed, neutered, get every animal a loving, caring home, and what they can offer and highlight what these animals can bring to your life. Now they can make it so much better. So we appreciate all the work that you do and are grateful to be part of such a supportive community where people truly care for the well-being of not just cats and dogs, but animals of all breeds, and that's so important because we share the planet with them. And with the recent wildfires going on, I saw something so touching. There was some news footage of a young man who was I didn't know what he was doing at first. He was trying to rush into this burning fire alongside of the road. And when he ran in, he was able to coax out a scared, frightened bunny rabbit, a wild rabbit. And he picked up the bunny and he took it to safety. And I thought about all the other animals that are out there. And they're encouraging people to leave out buckets of water and food if you can, because these animals, wild or not, will come looking because they're thirsty, they're scared. Let them be. They'll pass through the night, bring in your domesticated, animals from any harm. But in some of these areas, this wildlife their homes are being destroyed. So I just wanted to put that out there that, yes, we appreciate you and all those other organizations that are doing good.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so very much. And we're honored by the opportunity to serve the animals and to be their voice. So that's what keeps us going here at American Humane. Well, Mark and Julie, Happy New Year to you both. And I can't wait to see Parker Rose very soon and give the boys my best as well.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you.
It was good to talk with you.
Thank you. Well, friends, you've been listening to Loving Animals with Robin Ganser. We'll be right back after this brief break.
We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
If you've ever shared your home and heart with a charmingly naughty animal who's always up to mischief, you'll fall in love with the Klepto Kitty who stars in Talk to the Paw by Melinda Metz. Talk to the Paw is a funny, heartwarming novel about a single girl, a single guy, and MacGyver, an adorable tabby cat with a not-so-adorable habit of stealing from the neighbors. Talk to the Paw is on sale now everywhere books are sold. Visit kensingtonbooks.com for more info.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Dynavite for life.
Pick up 2 tubes of Doggo Suds.
Get the 3rd tube free.
Peppermint, tea tree, lavender, Doggo Sud shampoo.
Made with all-natural coconut, jojoba, aloe. Great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
But no itchy, harsh chemicals.
Lather up, rinse away.
Try Doggo Suds. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
So glad you were able to listen to this week's episode of Loving Animals. Gosh, it was so good to hear from our good friends Mark and Julie Steines, really hearing about their love for animals, their 2 precious dogs, Fred and Norbert. Norbert being the best-selling author, as we know, of life's lessons and all sorts of incredible books that really do celebrate the healing power of the human-animal bond. And of course, we heard from Mark and Julie about their new precious baby, Parker Rose, who will make her first debut on Hallmark Home and Family so very soon. Well, a special thanks to Mark and Julie for being humane heroes, and certainly a special thanks for them willing to serve as ambassadors for American Humane. And I encourage all of you to go run out and look up for a copy of Norbert's Little Lessons for a Big Life. It's on the bestsellers list right now in cat, dog, and animal humor. I love little Norbert, an incredible therapy dog, and let me tell you, his life's lessons can change your life as they've changed mine. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Loving Animals. So glad that we can celebrate the human-animal bond and certainly celebrate our love for animals everywhere. Remember this week and every week to love our animals in our lives. Thanks so much for listening. See you next week.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.